everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with Key. I'm your host, Kiara Overton. As usual, I hope you guys give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you can stay tuned to more episodes of Tea Time with Key, where you guys get to see your favorite entrepreneurs on the show, telling all about how they started their business and how they're going today. So today on the show, I have someone very special. As always, all my guests are special. But she's a fashion designer. She's made her own clothing line. She has had several other businesses, and her name is Victoria Blvssom. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, I'm Victoria Harris. I'm the owner of Shop Blvssom. I am a recent graduate from North Carolina A&T State University.
Okay.
But yeah, I just dip and dab in a lot of fashion. I like to do designer apparel and accessories, and I do a little bit of interior design and art. Gotta get it right.
She said dip and dab. She done made this coat. She acting like she just dipping and dabbing and stuff. No, she out here making stuff. You making stuff. So how did you get into designing?
So fashion was always a thing for me growing up. I just wanted to be creative and like put on new clothes, just like style myself. So like I never wanted to do anything else. So when I was like looking at schools, I was like, well, fashion is it. So I wanted to major in fashion. I was looking for different schools that provided a fashion curriculum. So A&T was like one of my first choices. Even though it was such a small department, I felt like I could learn a lot from them. And I did. I learned how to sew, I learned how to drape, learned how to pattern make. I learned that's how I started up. Like I made, let's say like a few things for myself, I believe for my birthday. What year was that? 2016. And my best friend was like, oh, I need you to make me something for a photo shoot I got coming up. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's go. So she provided the fabric, and we did a African print photo shoot, and I did 2 outfits to her. And I started posting those on social media, and people was like, oh, you make clothes? Okay, so I need this, this, and this. And I was like, whoop.
Wait, right.
But then I was like, okay, why not? Like, why not give it a shot? Because I was always intrigued with entrepreneurship. My senior year in high school, I started my first brand. What was it? Beauty Inspired by V. And I was like, girl, look at that. What was it? It was screen printed t-shirts and embroidered hats.
Okay.
So when I created that brand, it was really to inspire women to just be open with themselves and to love themselves for who they are. So that's what the Beauty Inspired, and then by V, especially my name.
Right.
And yeah, like I was doing that for a little while, and then when I came to A&T, I didn't have the sources that I did when I was back home in Charlotte. So I was like, okay, so I don't want to do that anymore. But what can I still do at school in my dorm and still like get that business going? So then I created Natural Blossom, which was my skincare line.
You did have that.
I did, and I was like, what am I out here doing? I'm really creating skincare now. I was like, okay, bet. So like I created that. I had my first photo shoot that I directed and creative directed and everything, and I had my team, my friends, my girls from the Aggie Heartthrobs being that first photo shoot with me. And it was amazing. I was really surprised. Like, I was really out here promoting my business, like really doing the damn thing. Excuse my language. But for real, and I was just like, I'm like thinking about it now, like I've really come a long way because I was like doing t-shirts, skincare, jumped into wig construction, fashion design, interior design, artwork.
Doing
That's
it.
7 things I do.
Right.
That's crazy.
Did you imagine yourself being an entrepreneur?
Yes. Because I was always surrounded by people who had their own business. Growing up, I thought I wanted to be a model, so I went to Barbizon Modeling and Acting Agency, did that for a little while. I got a job with them actually as an internship, and then that's how I met one of my other modeling friends. So she showed me around Greensboro, like introduced me to different photographers, and that's how I like learned about hard press studios and like interacted with people from there. And that's how I really got my connections from Greensboro, was actually starting from modeling. So you know, everything timing to go.
Right. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of connections because I mean I've seen you do a lot of different things. Like you just were telling me about the ball. I already forgot the name of what kind of ball. The big hair ball.
Mm-hmm.
The big hair ball. How did you get into some of those things?
School.
Mm-hmm.
My professors, like, they really looked out for me, sending me a lot of different opportunities. So last year I did it January like 25th, and the theme was Muses of the Sea. So I had the lobster. And I don't know if you remember, I did that long red dress that had the fringes on the bottom.
I'm going to insert a picture.
Yeah,
We're going to reference it.
But yeah, I wanted to create something that went with the theme, but also I could take away and just be something very elegant that didn't even like look like a lobster afterwards. Right. So actually, I'll show you pictures of those, but I did that, and I just stayed in contact with the director who did everything, and she wanted me to come back again this year. So I did 2 dresses, and this theme was landmarks. So I
saw your outfits this year. That were really nice.
I had the Empire State Building and the St. Basil Church in Moscow. So when I get some professional pictures back, I'll make sure I send those to you. But the Empire State Building was like my absolute favorite.
I saw it. Looked really nice.
I had the vision. I was like, I'm gonna do like the night sky up here, and then I'm gonna have the mirrors going down like the windows, and I'm gonna put some lights in there. So I was like, ooh,
you're so creative.
Thank you.
It looks really good. And that's another thing I want to ask you. Like, where do you feel like your creativity comes from? Like, where do you get coming up with ideas from?
Really anywhere. Pinterest is like my main source, but really my creative background was just me always being that go-getter, that like I don't know, it's just something I grew up with, and it's something that I was really like the sore thumb of my family who always wanted to do fashion and like just dress up and create different things. Like back in like middle school, elementary school, like I loved art. Like I loved going to art classes and like painting and drawing and stuff like that. So like bringing it now into my career, it's just like it's always been there. It's just implementing it in different stuff is like what I like to do. So my grandma actually, may she rest in peace.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But she was a seamstress at JCPenney's for over 30 years.
Wow.
And she actually got to alter Mr. Penny himself. So like it jumped over my mom, it jumped over my sister, but it landed on me. So
right, I was about to say that's in your blood then.
Yeah. So I really wanted to like carry on her legacy of being a seamstress and just being in design. So my mom is very proud, and she loves everything I do. Like she was here with me this weekend too, like turning up with me. You know, she was excited.
I would be so proud of you. Graduate, doing her fashion thing. You're really doing it for real. How do you feel like? How do you? I feel like you're somebody who breaks boundaries when it comes to fashion. Like, how did you get into that? But like, I've always been like nervous to like really get in tune with my fashion. How do you feel like you got in tune with yours?
Being inspired by other people who actually put their foot out that door of like, I'm not going to be like everybody else. I want to try something different. I want to put on different clothes, you know, start new trends. And like, I wouldn't say I'm a trendsetter, but I like to.
I think
you think
I
so?
Think so. Yes, I think so.
But I just really enjoy different elements of fashion. So when I did like Greensboro Fashion Week last fall, I was just very intrigued by structure, and so I went to a thrift store called the Hop Shop up in High Point, and they had like I actually don't think like they're on Google or anything. Like it's in the cut.
Really?
Like, I like was driving one day and I just seen it. I just like pulled up in there. So they had like loads of leather vinyl fabrics.
Wow.
And so that's where my whole collection came from, was off of those fabrics. Like cost $2-3.
Wow.
Like half a yard.
That's crazy. Yeah. So you have new lines coming out, right? I know you got some stuff up your sleeve. I saw you posting about the bathing suits. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So yeah, it's my first swimsuit line collection overall. They're called leather keys, and so I really wanted to touch base back on that leather vibe. But they're all made out of leather stretch vinyls, perfectly made for getting wet, going in the pool and everything. But I really wanted to do this for spring break because I know everybody has spring break coming up. But I also wanted to do it because I'm going to Barbados in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm trying to show off a little
Look, come on then, girl. I'm dead.
Yeah, so I was just like, what's something that is like easy for me to make, but how can I still make it exclusive just to my brand? So I was like, why not, leather?
Yeah,
leather has always been my favorite. I feel like that's just like my key right there, leather. So I really wanted to just bounce off of that a little bit.
Where do you imagine yourself with your fashion career, like in the next 5 years? If you can say where you would be.
5 years. To be real with you, I don't have a clue. Because right now, I'm really just focusing on perfecting my craft and just like pushing out products. I do want to move within this year. So wherever I do land, my business is going to come with me. I just want to continue doing shows, just networking, just like building that networking connection. I'm also working on promoting a lot of my social media, you know, picking up my followers on there. So it's really just wherever it takes me at the moment. Like I don't really have a big plan, but you know, one day I do want to open my own storefront. But you know, it's gonna take a little while to get there. But right now, I'm just coasting. I like that word. Coasting.
Right, I feel that, man. I definitely feel that. It'd be so hard to think that far ahead sometimes. So even when I ask people that, I'm like, shoot, where the hell do I want to be?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, because sometimes I don't know.
Right.
But when I really sit there and think about it, I know I just want to be, you know, have my clothes on the runway.
Right.
And that's like really my main thing. It's like I love seeing my clothes on.
I know they're gonna be there already. That's exciting. And another thing I was gonna ask you is, so you've had businesses, like you said, since high school all the way through college. How did you manage all of that? Because I know you were busy. And you was doing shows, you was making clothes. Tell us, we need the secrets. We need the secrets.
The secret was the willpower, girl. College was like everything to me. If I was able to do it over again, I'd probably do it the exact same way. I hate it too, but I met one of my good close friends there. I branched out my business, and I've learned my passion. So I would really do it all over again. But like, I just had to find that balance of time when I needed to do school and time when I needed to do business, because I wanted to put school to the side and be like, let me just do this business all day.
I feel that.
So like some nights, like, no, I don't like to stay up too late. So some nights I'll probably go to sleep like midnight, 1 o'clock. Like trying to finish up homework. I was an RA my sophomore year. Like I was doing my business out of my RA
remember
room.
you were. Girl. She had the whole thing decked out, the wardrobe. She had
the rack on the wall.
Because I was in your photo shoot when you had released your fall collection.
Oh my god!
I can't model y'all, but I did something.
She did a little something for me, y'all. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate it. You giving me
that's
that chance.
crazy. We do go back.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, you had everything decked out in there. Sewing machine was in there. It was real cool.
That desk was my sewing desk. I don't know what school
you had it decked out up in there. That was real nice.
Oh my god.
That was nice.
That was crazy.
What's some advice that you would give to someone wanting to be a fashion designer?
I would say to really do your research and to really understand the craft. You can't just go in wanting to be a designer and not know how to, you know, make a garment or the actual fit of how everything should be. So research is like the top tier. I would always say, always be open to learning new skills, because like every day I'm still learning. Like I was on Twitter the other day and I was saying like Illustrator and Photoshop I feel like are key essentials for designers now, because we're moving into this technology stage, and if you want to know like later get your clothes manufactured, you're gonna have to make this like nice little tech pack for these manufacturers, and you're gonna have your design on there. And if you can't make your design digital, then it's gonna be a problem. Unless you get somebody else to do it, but you know, I'd rather do everything myself. But yeah, research and always being able to learn new skills, being able to open for creativity as well, because the fashion industry is always changing, and you got to stay on top of all the trends.
It is, because that's why every time I'm like, okay, I think I can catch up with this one. Something else changes, I'm like, okay, so that's how the style now. Let me keep it, this will come back.
It gotta go so quick.
It does. So.
But I see the trend now is like those joggers, the little zip up on the side.
Yes,
joggers.
I saw that. I'm too short, so half the time I can't even wear that stuff.
Really?
Or
Get
even
them
I saw them
custom-made.
extended sweatpants things. Did you see those?
Oh, and then they scrunch up at the
Yeah,
bottom.
I'm like, those even cute, but I already know they gonna be coming past my toes, and
I can't get with that style.
I don't know if I like it, but see, like that's what I be saying. Where I don't know when I'm gonna get into my own style, because there's a lot of stuff I'll see in others. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so cute, but I would never wear that.
Yeah, it looks cute on them, but bring it over here. I don't know.
Like,
I mean, I could probably rock it, you know, but I saw Rihanna wear it, and I was like, Rihanna, what you got on?
No,
dang, okay.
All right.
I see you though. I see you like doing new stuff, but
right.
I like it.
That's funny. That's how I
do
be.
that
I just be looking at people's clothes like, oh, I really would either I wish I could put it off, or I would never wear that, but it looks great on you. Keep doing your thing, girl. So lastly, I just want you to plug yourself in, because I'm gonna make sure I leave all her stuff in the description. So just let us know your website, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever.
Okay. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Shop Blvssom. That's ShopBlvssom. And my website is www.blossom.com.
Period. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Tea Time with Key. I'll see you guys in the next one.
See y'all.